16 minutes away from the Super Bowl. Welcome back to the Purple Rain podcast. I know Lamar's going to win the Super Bowl. First bust to the Chiefs. Welcome back to episode 222 of the Purple Rain podcast. 222. That's good luck to some people. The same number they call that angel numbers. We are here. Episode 222. The Samari Roll episode, the Jimmy Smith episode. The guy who made one of the biggest plays in our Super Bowl last time. Hey, things are lining up. Dwayne Stark's part of that 2000 Ravens team. Welcome back to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain podcast. Follow this guy on Instagram, on Twitter at Sutton Def. You can follow me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10. And most importantly, our sponsor, Manscaped. Go on there, get yourself something nice for you or a friend or a family member. Use code PRP, 20% off your whole order and free international shipping. Sutton, we are 60 minutes away from the biggest game in these players' careers.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It feels weirdly familiar, right? So remember the postseason success that the Ravens had in the 2010s, the early 2010s. We've been here before. Those Ravens fans who have been here, been around for a while now. If you're old enough to remember, it feels familiar, but this time feels totally different just because of the narratives, right? I mean, we're kind of like the favorites right now, I would say. I think we're favorites to win this game. We're probably like 3.5-point favorites over the Chiefs. And then I assume whoever we play in the Super Bowl, if we do make it there, got to win this week again. I think we'd be favored to win that game too. Yeah. And it wasn't that way back in 2012, when we had to go through Andrew Luck, who was on a tear, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady back to back to back, starting at the wild card weekend. So this time it feels a little bit different. All right, we are the favorites, but it still kind of feels like we have that chip on our shoulder. So I don't know, man. I'm just excited. If I can say anything, I'm just excited for this Sunday. And listen, if you're watching this podcast right now, if you're listening to this podcast right now, and you are not a fan of the Baltimore Ravens, you are welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
For what you're about to witness on Sunday, because I can guarantee you it's going to be lights, camera, and action. So like our guy T.O. said, Hall of Fame wide receiver, you guys know the quote, get your popcorn ready, because this is going to be one for the books. That's all I got to say. But let's see what the Rain Gang is feeling in here. Wow. We got Yolanda in the house, says, good evening, flock. What's going on, Yolanda? Appreciate you for coming through. Jabari is in the house as well, per usual. Purple Rain Pioneers in full effect. Let me see. Don Royale says, let's go, Don. Edward George says 222, let's go. Yeah, lucky numbers, angel numbers, like you said. So maybe that's some good mojo for this week. Zeke Kokage says, PRP, what's good? We got Dre in the house. We got J Prime 235 in the house. We got Odorius Flame 929 says, yo, Rain Gang, what's going on? Appreciate you for coming through. Unknown Goat pulling up, popping out. We got my guy Void in here. We got another Purple Rain Pioneer, and Raven Ron says, what up, PRP? Hamilton will slow Kelsey, and pass rush will take advantage. Tooney is leaning out. Yeah, we're going to get to the I-word report in just a minute here. Spooky J says, rain is projected to be misty, nothing like Pittsburgh or Rams rain games. I actually didn't check the weather.
Rain, snow, sleet, tornado, earthquake, Ravens. We'll be there.
We're going to be out there. We go hand in hand with all other natural disasters. We do. Let's see. K-Dog says, hashtag replay gang. What's going on, K-Dog? Yes. Appreciate you for coming through. Our mods are in the chat, man. Big shout out to our mods. They've been holding it down for us for years now. We don't get the trolls in here. We don't get the spammers like that. It's only like, if people come in here and they're not Ravens fans, as long as they're respectful, we always let it rock. You know what I mean?
We love trash talk, but
we do.
There's a fine line,
There's a fine line. Exactly. Andrew Sakara in the house as well. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring my guy up. Kamal Porter says, let's go. I see you with rocking the half and half Ravens and Oreos. Avi, I like that. Zach White is in the house. J1213, just trying to give a shout out to everybody here. Dylan, what's going on, brother? Says, what's good, gang? Either y'all going this weekend? Are you going to the game?
I'm monitoring tickets. I thought it had some on my hands. but I will not be paying $600 to sit all the way up. I need that to drop down a little bit. That's low over my price range, but believe me, I'm doing everything I can to be there, bro. Like our first home AFC Championship game since the 70, 71. And Johnny Unitas was the quarterback. Johnny, think about that, Johnny. All I'm gonna say, a lot of weird, eerie things are going on. You'll catch them throughout the episode. Believe me.
Okay. You know what I wish? I mean, it does suck that the ticket prices for this game are so damn high. And I get it. This is the first AFC Championship game, let alone just the AFC Championship game, period. But the first one to be hosted in Baltimore, and that's, I think, another reason why the tickets are sky high like they are.
Yeah.
I wish somebody like, I don't know, like a Jeff Bezos or somebody happened to be a Ravens fan and was just like, you know what, I want the energy at M&T Bank Stadium. So you know what, I'm buying up all the tickets, and then I'm gonna resell them for like half the price of what they're selling them for. That would be pretty cool to me. I don't know.
Resellers, they've ruined the whole, even with shoes and everything. Just the resellers, they've ruined it. But
Yeah,
we're still here.
yeah. Okay, so let me see. Make sure my screen isn't frozen. I think it might be.
Yeah, I can still hear you. You're good.
Am I frozen though?
Yeah, you are frozen, unfortunately.
Crap. All right. Well, I'm getting the spinny ball now that Max give.
Okay.
Let me see. Am I back?
And you're back. And he's back.
There we go. Cool. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Manuel's Cloud Channel says, "What's up, gang? Check on each other as usual." For sure, man. Thank you. Mod Boz in the house. What's going on, Boz? Appreciate you for coming through.
Not liking the profile picture, Boz. But I think Boz is rooting for the Ravens as a real fan.
It's real friend. It's an accurate profile picture. That's Kermit the Frog in a Mahomes jersey. That he sounds exactly like him, to be honest with you. They could be brothers. Let's see. Lisa says, go ahead.
Yeah, I got cooked by the Chiefs fans on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I unfortunately had too many. I had more quote tweets than retweets.
Oh, you got ratio?
Chiefs Kingdom. I didn't get ratio like that, but I did get kind of, because I actually said that the underdog gimmick with the Chiefs fans and their team is hilarious.
Oh, I did see that tweet. Damn, they got after you for that?
Because they went, and we are 3.5-point favorites in Vegas. But with all due respect, just to get out the way, this is your 6th straight AFC Championship game. You've won the Super Bowl 2 times in the past couple of years. Your quarterback's a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Your quarterback is a 2-time MVP. Your quarterback is widely known as the best quarterback in the league. You have the best tight end in the league. You have a great defense. You are not the underdogs. You're not fooling anybody. The only reason you're underdogs is because, quote unquote, because you're away from home. It's your 2nd road playoff game under Mahomes. Please give me a break. Honestly, there's no underdog in this game. It's the top 2 teams in the league, in my opinion. 1A and 1B. Both teams are amazing. The Ravens just have home field advantage. Yeah. Your quarterback was never told to switch positions, by the way. That's why. That's a big thing I'm looking at, too.
That's a fact. Lisa Ann says here, what do you guys think about Usher doing the halftime show? I mean,
I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it. You know, I would love to know who's on the board of members who gets to pick who performs at the halftime show, because how do you come up with Usher based off of the demographic of people, like everybody, the collective of people who watch football, because there's going to be a lot of people who don't really listen to Usher. Now, me personally, I grew up listening to Usher. I like Usher's music. I don't listen to any of his new stuff if he is still putting out new music, but there's some classics in there that I definitely will be singing along to come Super Bowl weekend. But I don't know. It just feels like they could have got somebody more, how do I say, like high octane, more energy. I mean, Usher, he brings the energy with the dancing, of course, but when I think of I'm thinking of the music. When I think of Super Bowl, it pains me to say, I think of more pop type music, stuff that can kind of like everybody can relate to, everybody can kind of get with, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it's cool. I think Jay-Z has something to do with the entertainment in the NFL or something like that. He does.
No, but you're spitting though, because I wasn't a fan of the Maroon 5 a couple of years ago when it was the Rams and the Patriots. I did not think that was good at all. Rihanna was cool last year because she has a wide variety of music. She can range into anything, but a child may be conceived when Usher is performing. Right. So it depends what songs Usher sings, so we'll see.
That's true. We got Oscar in the house. Says, "What's up, y'all? So happy I made one of these. I am never taking that Zay Flowers jersey off during
Oh,
games. That thing is our lucky charm." Yeah.
maybe he scores.
Oscar, he won the Zay Flowers jersey when we did a giveaway a while back, and the first time he wore the jersey was the first time that Zay Flowers scored, and he sent us a message on
Mm,
Instagram last week. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. But Oscar sent us a message on Instagram after the Texans' victory, saying that, hey, I wasn't wearing my Zay Flowers jersey up until halftime. Halftime, he throws it on, and the Ravens just take off. So maybe it is the good luck charm. I don't know.
maybe it
I don't know.
is. Maybe
Yeah,
it is.
but shout out to Oscar. Thank you for coming through, brother. We appreciate you. Okay, let's get into what we came here to get into. You guys see the title preview. How do the
Mhm.
Ravens beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship on this 222nd episode of the Purple Rain Podcast? Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. We'd appreciate that. And yeah, let's go ahead and start with the I word report. Let's see who's healthy, who's not for the Ravens and the Chiefs. Alex, take it away.
Yeah, so for the Ravens, tight end Mark Andrews was full these past 2 days. Delshon Phillips was limited. Tylen Wallace didn't practice yesterday, limited today. Rockison didn't practice today, but was limited yesterday. And Marlon Humphrey has been limited these past 2 days. That is fantastic news for the Ravens. Moving down to the Chiefs, I'm not going to mention any guys who are full, just they have a long list. But as for limited, Kadarius Toney and L'Jarius Sneed. Joe Thuney, their guard, has not practiced the past 2 days. Neither has Isaiah Pacheco with an ankle and toe injury. Or I word, defensive tackle Derek Anati has not practiced the past 2 days. Neither has Sky Moore coming back from a knee. I word. Willie Gay has been limited the past 2 days, and Mike Edwards didn't practice yesterday but was limited today. He is in, I think he's out of concussion protocol now. So that is the I word report. But I'm looking at some guys on their side. Isaiah Pacheco, he will play, um, but that could linger. And if, for me, Joe Thuney, him playing or him not playing, it's a lose-lose situation. I kind of hope he does play because he's dealing with a pretty serious injury, and I would love Justin Madubuike to run the guy with kind of one arm right now. I like his chances a lot. And if their backup plays, he's nowhere near the level of Joe Thuney is. So Ravens right now looking pretty good, and something that a key that we've brought up all offseason, where we have lost Dobbins and Keaton Mitchell, but at the same time, a lot of our guys are rested up and getting healthy at the right time because you need that good luck in the playoffs. And you look at the past couple of Super Bowl winners, they got healthy at the right time, and the Ravens might be getting healthy at the right time. So things are looking good on our side of the pond.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. Getting Mark Andrews back, huge. Yeah, Boz, he practiced in full for the second straight week. So he's definitely going to play this week. I think that's a foregone conclusion. A lot of people speculated him playing last week, and some people even speculate him sitting out another week in hopes that the Ravens can make a Super Bowl trip and he can, be ready to go for that game. But no, I think we bring him back this week. I think this is the week. This is the week where you pull out all the stops to get to the Super Bowl, and then in the Super Bowl, you just make it happen. You go play your game. You do what you do, right, against the other conference's team that doesn't know you nearly as well. Now, Marlon Humphrey as well, like you said, he was limited today, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it sounds like he's on track. He's going to end up playing as well. If he wasn't, then he probably wouldn't be out there, doing back-to-back practices, things like that. So that's going to be big for us. And the one from the Chiefs side that really stands out to me, outside of Tooney, was L'Jarius Sneed. Because that secondary has actually been pretty good this season. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere around like middle of the pack, and in the playoffs they've actually played a lot better. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that we do definitely have the advantage when it comes to the I word. Let me see. Raven Ron says here, Chiefs are short on O line. Possible practice squad dudes coming up.
Yeah,
That could get
and
scary. Yeah.
this Chiefs team reminds me of how the Brady Patriot teams kind of were. No superstar wide receiver, but this year their defense is really good. Um, but they have a quarterback who can, he's the best in the game. He can make something out of nothing, and that's kind of what this Chiefs team gives me just like little vibes of, because they are the new Patriots. They are the new dynasty. Let's not sit here and act like they aren't. But they are still back in the AFC Championship. No Tyreek Hill, um, no superstar receiver. But their defense is stout, and I'm glad you brought up L'Jarius Sneed because he slowly is like one of the top corners in the league as well. Him and who's the other corner? Oh, who's the other corner? He's from Washington. Oh, it's leaving my head. I know somebody will get me, but they have two really good corners, and then Mike Edwards, your safety, is good as well, and then Justin Reed, and their linebackers. I think Bolton and Gay, they're good as well. So they do have a good defense, and we can't take it lightly. But them being short on the O line, man, that is something.
Yeah, yeah.
McDuffie,
McDuffie.
Trent McDuffie.
Thank you,
Thank
Kobe.
you, Kobe.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know it's college. I forgot his name. Sorry, but yeah, they have a good defense, but I'm glad you brought up Humphrey too, because look at us now. Stevens is playing at a high level. I thought Ronald Darby's been one of the signings. He's had a really good game last week.
Right.
And then, we have Kyle Hamilton as well, who kind of one of my keys already is Hamilton on Kelsey. We'll talk about that. But man, I'm just very excited for this game.
Absolutely. Let me see. Boz says here all dynasties come to an end at some point, and Spooky J says, "Dude, I hate dynasties in sports, bro." Would you hate it if it was the Ravens though?
I don't think I would.
No,
Like
I wouldn't.
we were like low-key kind of the Patriots kryptonite to a point, but they still got some games over us. But we always gave Tom Brady hell in the playoffs. That's why I love it about us. Brady, it was never an easy game when Brady played us.
What was it, that 2014 season where we lost to the Patriots in the divisional round? We were up by 2 scores on 2 separate occasions in that game.
When they pulled out the illegal formation, the Flakegate.
Jeez, man.
It hurts.
That was painful.
It hurts. Stop.
We'd have been on our way to a second straight Super Bowl. That'd have been crazy. Listen, over 70 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode 222 of the Purple Rain podcast. We're going to go ahead and get into the matchup breakdown here and get into our keys to victory. I don't have it on the slides today, but I'm going to go ahead and read it off for you guys. I'm not going to read the Ravens, numbers, because we've been going over that all season long, and the numbers really aren't going to change. But we haven't talked about the Chiefs. So looking at the Chiefs, starting off with their run defense, right? And before I do that, let me just bring up this awesome comment on the screen by our moderator, Boz here. It says, like the video and subscribe, and or the kids don't eat. You guys already know what it is. We do have a super chat donation. We'll get to that in just a second. Let's see. So rushing statistics on defense, right? I want to point a couple things out. The Chiefs are giving up 4.5 yards a carry, which is ranked 25th in the league. Mind you, the Ravens have the number 1 rushing attack in the league. If that is not a mismatch, if I've ever seen one, that we have to exploit, I don't know what is. So that's going to be just right off the bat. That's the number 1 key to victory. Run the ball down their throat. Okay, I don't care if Lamar Jackson has another 152 passing yard game. I don't give a shit. It's time to win. So we need to do what we do best, run downhill on them. We saw what happened last week in the second half when the running game started to get going. Excuse me, the running game started to get going with Justice Hill and Dalvin Cook. Gus Edwards was getting his. We need that same energy. And then you saw when we got in the red zone, what do we do? Boot, Lamar, touchdown, dagger. I mean, it should be a similar. The second half game plan against the Texans could very well work just as well against the Chiefs. I do think so. I really do believe that. Lamar drop back, get the ball out quick. I still do think that they're going to blitz. I still think they're going to try to play that card, the whole blitz card, right? So get the ball out quick and run the football, man, because obviously they can't stop it. So, like I said, they're giving up 4.5 yards a carry, and then also they're giving up 115 yards a game total. So I'm just saying, the proof is in the pudding. Stats aren't everything. Stats are not everything. But as long as we can consistently run that football and let them know early and often, like, you're going to have to stop this. You are going to have to stop this. It's not been something you've been able to do all year. But damn it, if you don't start today, you're going home back to Kansas City with an L. Okay, and you will not be in Vegas in 2 weeks. Period. So that's that. My second key to victory before I toss it to you: limit the Mahomes magic. Right? You just mentioned just now how he might be missing a couple pieces on the offensive line. This isn't the best year for his receivers, right? But we've seen it year in, year out, game after game. Look, like you said, he can make something out of absolutely nothing. Something out of absolutely nothing with the arm angles, with the escapability.
Mhm.
He's the prototype quarterback. If I'm being
Yep.
honest with you, he is. He's one of the best of all time. One of the best of all time. So you can't allow him to extend these plays, get out of the pocket, because he's going to launch it up. And no, he does not have a Tyreek Hill down there anymore. But I have the utmost confidence in this Chiefs team being able to make plays on offense. If there's one thing that they're going to do, they're going to make a play on offense, no matter what. Whether it's Travis Kelce rumbling into the end zone, whether it's Mahomes taking off for a 25-yard scramble that puts them in field goal range and breaks the back of the defense, whether it's going over the top to a rookie Rashee Rice, they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way. So we have to find a way to limit that Mahomes magic and keep him. How do I
Now you're
say?
spitting. You're spitting.
Just keep him contained. Just keep him contained. Just simple as that. I'm not going to say like you got to keep him in the pocket all game, things like that. He's
Mm-mm.
not Lamar Jackson, right? He's not Lamar Jackson, but keep him contained and bring that intensity, man. That's my last key to victory.
I love
I
it.
watched the Ravens Wired last night. I don't know if you
Mm.
did. You didn't watch it yet.
I just watched it about an hour ago.
So it's even more fresh in your head than it is for me. Roquan Smith,
Yes.
that man right there.
Lock the fucking gates. Lock them.
Yeah, because he's flipped the switch. He's flipped the switch.
Mm-hmm.
His energy
Mm-hmm.
is infectious. It's different. It's more intense. And excuse my dog. It's more intense than any other player on this team. You can just tell. I don't know. I see some people calling him Ro Lewis. Hey, but it's Spooky J says Holy Glaze
Yeah.
Sutton.
I'm on you. I definitely, you made good points. Like, I saw them turn a rookie receiver from SMU into their number one target, who I think broke their receiving yards for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
In a playoff game. Put up 100 and change.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a receiver. Travis Kelce, yes, he's had a down year. He's still going to somehow be in the middle of the field, uncovered, 25 yards.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to sit here and discredit this team at all. I'm glad you brought up Roquan Smith. My first key, obviously, Hamilton on Kelce, limiting Kelce. Him and Gronk and Gonzalez, I mean, of this era, top 3 tight ends that we've seen. Really no debate. Now I'm moving on. Roquan Smith. I fucking mean it. Lock the fucking doors, bro. Don't let him out. What Roquan Smith does, it gives me literal goosebumps hearing him talk, watching him play. Like he is mentally ill. Like, with all due respect, he should probably be in Shepherd Pratt. Probably should get his head checked out. He is insane. And then he's just a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. Like, he does have that switch that he flips. Yeah. Just a defense. Like, Pacheco, I saw what Kyron Williams did to us. You saw it in person.
Mm-hmm.
Pacheco runs, if not harder, than Kyron Williams. I don't care if he's hurt right now. He's going to play. You've got to somehow stop him. Because if they run on us and we have to commit to the run, we know Mahomes is going to beat us in the pass. We know it. I don't care how good his defense is. We know it. But my third one, I'm glad you brought up their rushing defense. I don't think this is a Gus Edwards game. I think this is a Dalvin Cook, Justice Hill game.
Why?
Honestly, they have Chris Jones in the middle. I don't want us to sit here and keep trying to run the middle and it doesn't work. Make him set the edge. I wouldn't mind some outside runs. We know how fast Justice Hill is, and we saw what Dalvin Cook has. We can try to run out the middle. If it's working, you go for it. But I don't want us to waste a first and second down trying to run out the middle and getting 2 yards, and we're third and long. I would like us to attack the edge. And if they said it, they said it. But if not, beat them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know though. I kind of disagree there. I think that you dance with the person who brought you to the dance, and I think that Gus Edwards is gonna get his carries, and I have all the faith in a Tyler Linderbaum to do his job, in tandem with John Simpson and Kevin Zeitler, those inside guys on the O line, to free up some free lanes for Gus Edwards, like they've been doing for a good chunk of this season. Now, I do agree with you in the sense that it might benefit us just a little bit more to kind of try to hit the Chiefs on the outsides, right? On the outsides instead of the insides, because they do have better players on the interior D line as opposed to on the outsides. I understand that, but I really do see a lot of like inside zone runs, things like that, just to really pound the Chiefs. And I think that's going to come early. I think that's going to come
Mm,
early just to really let them know, punch them in the mouth. Like, hey, look, we are a running football team. What we do really well is something that you have a problem stopping. And this is
yep.
going to be all night. It's going to be all night. I don't think we're going to come out super flashy, things like that, because that gives opportunity for the Chiefs to match that same energy. You see what the Chiefs do when they get into shootouts, right? They shoot, they shoot back,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
shoot back multiple times. We saw it a year in and year out against the Bills, right?
Yeah.
Against other teams as well with high octane offenses. They do not mind shootouts. No. What we need to do is make it ugly in our home and basically do them how we did the Texans. By the
Yep.
end of that game, you watched the Wired. The Texans were tired, they were defeated, they were ready to go home. That's what we need to do to the Chiefs. Break the spirit, break the will. It's going to be harder when they have an all-world quarterback under center, right? And two championships in the last 4 years. It's going to be harder to demoralize a team like that. But this team is locked in. One more thing I want to bring up from the Wired, Alex. Did you see the part where Roquan Smith, he was talking about Lamar Jackson? I think he was talking to Patrick Queen. And he was saying like he had a conversation with Lamar, and Lamar told him, Roquan, he said, watch what I turn into when these playoffs start.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said about Lamar. And that was one thing that I really took away from that episode. I was thinking to myself, like, okay, so that takes us in the mind of Lamar Jackson. What did I say on Monday? He refuses to let this team lose. And that's why he went in that locker room and did something that he's never done before, right? As a Raven, which would be a vocal leader, step up and be that vocal leader, cuss guys the fuck out and get them ready to go back on that field and play another 30 minutes of football. And that 30 minutes of football was glorious from top to bottom,
Yep.
flawless victory. So man, that I was really, really happy to hear that from Lamar. Hey, listen, guys, if you have not watched the Ravens Wired yet, after we're done here, get yourself some popcorn, some dinner, whatever. Bring the lights down low and just
Yeah.
enjoy the cinema because it's
Yeah.
awesome. Shout out to the Ravens media team too.
Yeah. I mean, that's I really can't top that off. But just going on to kind of what you said, him being upset, I don't think it's a coincidence that the line was playing better in the second half either.
Hmm.
Lamar got sacked, was getting rushed the last two drives of the first half. It was awful. Come out the second half, Lions giving him time. He's making things happen. Even on his one touchdown run, he was looking for contact. You were not tackling him before that end zone. And that's
Nope.
like when the switch flips for him in the playoffs. Usually he would have gotten down. He's looking to score. Like he knows that I'm putting it on the line to put my team in the best position to win. Not getting hurt, but going in there and trying to do what he can and score. So I hope the Bank's rocking on Sunday. I hope that they get some more pre-snap penalties. That'd be much appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
But make it hell for them. Make it hostile. I know they will.
Yeah.
It's going to be insane.
No, and I love what you said about Lamar just now, like how in the playoffs he hits that second gear pretty much, and he's much less willing to just go down. He wants to get the score. He wants to put up those points. And Lamar says it all the time, man. When the offense isn't producing, what does he always say? Like, we're not putting up enough points. We got to score
Yep.
more points, which is what all of us fans are thinking, right? The coaches are thinking about it a lot deeper. They're thinking about, oh, scheme this and what we got to do here. And Lamar's just like, we got to put up points, point blank, period. It's almost as if Lamar Jackson has the prerogative of a fan, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's why we relate to him. We love him so much because we can, like, when we're frustrated, he's frustrated. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like when we're going through something, he's going through something, and vice versa. When we're having a good time watching the Ravens play football, he's also having a good time out on that field, and we love that. We do have a super chat donation. This one's coming from Jabari Cruz Ellis. Thank you so much, brother, for donating the 2-piece in the chat. Says, "What's up, guys? AFC title game, potential overtime game. What do you think about that? You think this one can go to OT?
I hope not. For my
Yeah,
health, for my heart, I hope not. No, no,
yeah. Uh,
no. I have a prediction that I might get cooked for, but no.
I can't say that. I mean, well, of course, it has potential to go to
Yeah.
overtime. Do I think that it will end up in overtime? No, I think this is going to be one of those games where one of the team jumps out to a lead, right? and then the other team kind of slowly tries to creep their way back in and just falls short. I think that it's going to be one of those type of games, you know.
Okay.
But I do have the Ravens winning. Full disclosure, I do
Okay.
have us making, our third Super Bowl as a Baltimore Ravens franchise, and hopefully we can stay undefeated in that Super Bowl if we were to make it. But now it is time to do some score predictions, right? I think this perfectly transitions into our score prediction segment. What is going to be your score prediction for this game? You said you had a hot take. You might get cooked for it. So strap in, get ready. Alex, what you got?
So I look at this Ravens team in the games leading down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Put up. So since our bye week, we put up. What it was after? What was our bye week after? After the Chargers game, 37, 23, 33, 56.
Was it after or before the Chargers?
Yeah, it's after. Yeah,
Okay.
so we played November 26th bye week Rams. They put up 34 against the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have us winning by 2 scores.
Okay. See, I like that. I like that.
So I have reasoning for this, and I hope it doesn't come back to bite me. I think we have the better roster.
Mm-hmm.
They're more experienced. I look at the 2012 AFC Championship game. I think it's close in the first half. I don't know what the hell happens in the locker room. I think Harbaugh grows a set of nuts. Like, because he always coaches weird against Andy Reid. I know that's who you like. That was like the master, but he grows a set of nuts and like, bro, like, I don't care about no friendship, no nothing. You go out there and you whip his ass. Belts the fucking ass. And I mean that. You lock the fucking gates. Don't let them out. I think we're scared of what they are. And we know what they are. They can put up points with anybody. They've been the best team the past couple of years. This Ravens team does not give a fuck. Roquan Smith does not care. Patrick Queen does not care. I saw Kyle Hamilton damn near knock off Chris Moore's head off in London. He does not care. I have us winning 34-20.
Okay.
And
so same amount of points scored last week.
I can be wearing the purple glasses, but if you think I'm going to sit here and pick the Chiefs to beat my team that I've grown up watching, that I've sit here, this is the fan coming at me. You got to be out of your fucking mind. That's not happening. That's not happening. No. If I was getting paid by ESPN, maybe I look more into it. But I look at the Ravens right now. I look at what they've done. I look at they put up 200 rushing yards. I want us to run them down their throat. I want them to show that old school football can still win.
Yeah.
Now, I've never been behind that like philosophy. I love the high shootout, but I want us to run it down their throat, and they are fucking begging us to stop. I want Chris Jones on the sideline begging us to stop. Begging us. End this fucking dynasty right here on Sunday. Please do. Nothing will make me happier. I'm tired of being humble. And that shit right now.
Yeah.
Lamar, sling it. Do it. You aren't no fucking running back. Let him know.
It's time. It's time to really put the Ravens on the map with a Super Bowl victory this year. By the way, 107 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Listen, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button because we will be covering the Ravens, of course, before and after the game. Hopefully we make it to the Super Bowl. There's going to be plenty of coverage for that, so make sure you stay locked into the Purple Rain podcast YouTube channel. And again, like the video. It helps us out a ton, guys. Appreciate it. Okay. You said something interesting about the Ravens. They might be scared of what the Chiefs are, or at least what the Chiefs have been over the past couple of seasons, right? If we are scared of them, I mean, honestly, nerves are natural. I know those players are scared. I think on both sides, a lot of those players they have nerves, right? But especially the Ravens, you're going into a game, even though you are at home, you're playing the defending Super Bowl champions, you're playing one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in Patrick Mahomes. If we are scared, and the word scared gets a negative connotation, but I'm going to use it. Fuck it. I'm going to use it. If we are scared of the Chiefs, it is time for us to play so well that we scare ourselves, that we didn't know we had that type of potential.
I like that.
That's what time it is. You know what I mean? Like, we need to wake up on Monday morning like, oh shit, we just did that. Oh shit, we're en route to a Super Bowl. That's what's next. You know, it's time to step up. It's time to step up. I mean, obviously in the playoffs is win or go home, but this one is personal. Okay, this one is personal. I know the last time we played the Chiefs, we beat them barely by 1 point at home. But this time, yeah, I know Lamar wants this one against Mahomes. I mean, it's perfect. Like, and here's my thing. Here's my thing, Alex. I think that if the Ravens, this might be a hot take. I think if the Ravens win this game and then they go on to win the Super Bowl, this game against the Chiefs will legitimize their entire postseason run. Is that fair to say? I think if we would have went through C.J. Stroud and then like Josh Allen and then let's say Jared Goff gets to the Super Bowl, if we go through those three quarterbacks,
that's
it's
fair.
like, yeah,
That's fair.
But if you beat Mahomes in the middle of that sandwich, it's like, oh shit, they beat Mahomes. They beat the defending champs. What more could you ask from them? You know what I mean? So that's what I think. Is that a hot take? Is that too hot?
No, I don't think it is. I really don't think it is because they be calling it a Mickey Mouse run, this and that.
Yeah.
You can see it now. That's just kind of the world we live in.
Mm-hmm.
You look at what Joe did, like you said, Luck, Manning, Brady, Cap. Each one of those quarterbacks has something different to them. Like you said, up and coming. Manning with the Broncos, with all those good players. Brady, the GOAT, and then Kaepernick, who was taking the NFL over. Let's not sit here and act like in 2012, Kaepernick was like the next big thing. And of course, a Greg Roman offense. Hey, not going to say anything else about that. You look at it now, I mean, Stroud, who is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, will be an All-Pro probably next year, the year after. I don't think it's crazy to say. Mahomes, going to be up there, top 5 of all time to play, the way it's trending right now. Don't kill me. And then whoever, if they play after that. But yeah, beating the Chiefs right now, you got to look at, they've been here the past 6 years, bro. 6 years. That's insane. And it's the first time they're playing on the road in the AFC Championship.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, this is totally a dynasty. I think that's 100% a dynasty that they have over there in Kansas City. But I mean, all dynasties must fall, right? And why not us to take it down?
They'll say, oh, the Patriots were against us. They played who else? They played the Titans. They played the Bengals. Played the Bills. Now they're playing the Ravens.
Yep. Let's see what they got. Like the video, as you guys see on the screen. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it, per usual. Let's go ahead and see some of these score predictions. By the way, guys, I'm going to go with I'm going to go with a 30-23 victory. Okay. 30-23 victory for the Ravens. Okay. I think they just fall short of touchdown, man. I think that they keep it a little bit close especially towards the end. But I think, like I said, it's gonna be one of those games where one of the teams hops out to an early lead. I think that's us, and then I think that they slowly kind of creep back in, and then there's a dagger at the end. Kind of to the effect of what happened last week, Lamar Jackson's run. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what you guys are saying here. Unknown Goat says 31-17. Okay. Ooh. Jabbar Cruz Ellis says 31-20. Ravens. Ooh. We got Dre says 28-20. Ooh. Ravens. Max, what's going on, Mystic Max? Says 20-10 for the Ravens. Okay, so a relatively low scoring affair is what you've got. Jonathan Washington Jr. says 34-28 Ravens. So a little bit of a shootout, just a little bit. I can see that as well. Mod Boz in the house says 28-20. But which way you leaning, Boz? We know you're a Steelers.
I think he's leaning Ravens. He's leaning
Ravens. Okay.
I think he's leaning Ravens. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I like that. Yeah. And Yolanda says 34-24 Ravens.
Raven Ron asks, if we were to win the toss, do we put our offense on the field or do we kick it to Mahomes? I'm kicking it to Mahomes. I think this defense is number one for a reason. And I saw what that first drive in the second half last week did for the Ravens. I think we won and we deferred. That first drive of the second half was huge. To get in the touchdown, huge. Put them on the field.
What this question is asking is what side of the football for the Ravens do you trust more to set the tone in this game? And you're saying defense.
I trust both.
Yeah.
But the crowd will be its loudest in the beginning. Everybody's going to have energy.
That's true.
I like that. That's what I like about putting the defense on the field first.
That first third down is going to go crazy.
Mark Andrews running out the tunnel, crazy.
Yeah.
Insane. I got to be there. T-Pain at halftime, got to be there. All right.
Halftime?
T-Pain at halftime, I got to be there.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Yes. I was not aware.
I was hoping they would have taken Kanye to be a little petty, but they brought T-Pain.
They'll never bring Kanye to an NFL stage, because they don't know what he's gonna do.
Right.
But yeah, Let's see. Yeah, that's a great question from Raven Ron. I agree with Alex, though. I think we trot the defense out there first. Like I said, that first third down for Kansas City is going to be loud as ever in M&T Bank Stadium. So, yeah, again, get your
On
popcorn
God
ready.
says 31-28 Chiefs feels like it's in the script. That would hurt my heart, but the script is gonna script.
I've been hearing about the script all week. It's like, oh,
All
they
the
want
all
to
the
get Taylor Swift
Swifties,
to the
yeah,
Super Bowl so they can.
bruh. Mad respect. Her fans are crazy, bro. Respect to her and her fandom. I didn't realize they were crazy until this week, bro. Insane.
Yeah, we all know about the Swifties. Let's see. Lisa Ann says 45-10 Ravens purple. Boss says Lisa got to be right eventually. One of these weeks she was real close because she's always predicting
She
blowouts.
was.
We blew
It
out a
was
lot of
the
teams.
it was the Dolphins game. She was real close.
Oh, yeah. Would have to go
But
back and check
she
the tape.
predicted the Kolar and the Ricard touchdown. I
Nice.
mean, wouldn't it be something for Charlie Kolar to score in the AFC Championship? Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be something?
Now you talk about feeding families. You talk about a light bill, bro. That's a mortgage right there. If he scores in the AFC Championship game or the Super
Okay,
Bowl,
my bet right now, Isaiah Likely anytime touchdown. Not because I met him yesterday, but Isaiah Likely anytime touchdown.
oh, you did meet Isaiah Likely. I was
I
going
did
to
meet.
ask you about that. How was
I
that?
did.
So our guy Simply AS10 literally met Isaiah Likely from the Ravens. How did that go, man? How did you even meet him?
He was having a signing.
Oh,
And I got a little mini helmet sign. Paid a ticket to get there, and I was like, bro, it's Isaiah fucking Likely. So I
hell yeah.
went there, got a picture with him. Yeah, shout out Isaiah Likely.
Nice.
Him.
Nice. And I like your bet too. Anytime touchdown for Isaiah Likely, that is likely, to be honest with you. And if I had to make a prediction for an anytime touchdown, I would probably go. I might go Justice Hill.
I love it. I was
I
gonna
might go
say that.
Justice Hill.
I love it.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're gonna actually bet on that, I feel like the odds would be better than betting on like a Lamar Jackson, maybe so to say.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah, I would probably go with Justice Hill, which is it might be a long shot. I mean, I'm thinking that's probably like plus 400, maybe plus
I love
300
it.
sounds about right.
I love it.
Boss says likely will tail, likely anytime touchdown.
I
Okay,
love it.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah. Let's see, we got in here. Raven Ron says,
112
bro.
people watching.
Oh, 114 people watching. Thank y'all so much for coming through to this episode of the Purple Rain Podcast. Like the video if you're enjoying the content. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Let's see. Raven Ron says, bro, how about a Justin Tucker touchdown prop? LOL. Mortgage is paid for life. Oh, yeah.
Bro, give me the Jordan Stout fake field goal up the middle touchdown. Are you kidding me?
Jordan Stout fake field.
The Devin Duvernay kick return. Come on now. Stop playing.
Big shout out to Devin Duvernay, by the way. There was a lot of
Yes.
Ravens fans who were completely writing him off last week. I saw on Twitter, and I didn't like that at all. I had to call him out for it. Yeah. Got Mod Roosh in the house. What's going on, bro? He says, what's good, Boz? Tamia Parker in the house. What's going on, Tamia? Thank you for coming through. Let's see. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the other game, right? So we don't have like a full slate of like picks that we can do this week, right? But we do have one more game that is coming on after the Ravens game, and that's going to be the NFC Championship game between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers, who will host them. Now, I feel like this game, I feel like there's going to be a lot of money coming in on the 49ers. It's not going to be nearly as close when it comes to like the betting lines and things like that as it would be with the Chiefs versus the Ravens. I don't know what the line is right now for the 49ers. If I had to guess, right, I think it would be maybe like -6.5 or like minus, something like that. That's what I would say. But my prediction for this game is going to be a 49ers win.
7 point spread.
7. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I believe it because with the way that Christian McCaffrey is an animal, right, to say the least. And watching some of the runs that he made last week really opened my eyes to, okay, this guy, he definitely he should at least have had his name in the hat for MVP. Just the way he runs, no other running back is doing it quite like him right now. Guys are like, they look like pinballs bouncing off of his legs. And he's not even the biggest of guys, right? He doesn't have like Derrick Henry legs or Saquon Barkley quads, anything like that. But the kid, I mean, you talk about running between the tackles, running on the outside, catching the ball in space, getting yak. He does it all. He is the ultimate weapon for that 49ers offense, and I don't see a way that the Lions and Anzalone and all those boys will be able to shut him down. So I am going to go with the 49ers in this one, but I'll go like -3. I think that the Lions keep it close. I think that they keep it close, but I think that Christian McCaffrey and company, they kind of bring it home late in the game, kind of similar to last week, to be honest with you. But what do you think about that game? Oh, your Lions. Yeah, what do you think? Are they going to the bowl or what?
So we went 4 for 4 last week on the picks. All right.
Oh.
This is a team I've been high on for a long time. And to see this happen, for them to make the NFC Championship, it warms my heart. It does. Because that city deserves it. And with that being said, I think that city has something else to cheer for. I got the Lions in this one. I'm standing behind Goff. I'm standing behind Jared Goofball. I'm standing behind Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameson Williams is betting his over. All right. How Josh Reynolds bet his over. Sam Laporte is out there playing with a bionic knee.
He is.
And that line is just taking no prisoners. At this point, I'm sorry. Chase Young is just a name. I am so sorry for wanting him on the Ravens. I really am. He's done nothing with the Niners. Now, he's going to make a play. He's going to have a strip sack because I said that. But Nick Bosa's playing a white quarterback. I don't want to be that guy. He ain't going to do nothing. All right. He sees Goff back there. He's not going to do anything. I'm sorry. We know how Nick Bosa plays. It's not a joke anymore. It's not a joke. But I am worried about the Lions defense because their cornerbacks are burnt toast right now. Cam Sutton was getting burnt all last week. Mike Evans was having his way. Purdy, though, it depends if we see like the Purdy from the last drive show up or the Purdy that was playing before. I like the Chiefs. I'm sorry, I like the Lions in this one. The Chiefs and the Niners are going home. So give me a Lions-Ravens Super Bowl.
A Lions-Ravens Super Bowl. Now, if you would have asked me to predict that before the season, I wouldn't be able to come to terms with it. I just wouldn't be able to. But that's why it's the NFL. I mean, this parity is random, like pretty much every year. That's why people love the National Football League, because you really don't know what's going to happen by the time the season's over. I mean, you can make some predictions like, yeah, the 49ers are going to be really good. They're going to be in at the Chiefs, but there's always like the wild card team who you just didn't really expect to be quite there in that game. And that's what I think we're going to get if the Lions were to beat the 49ers. Let me see. Yolanda B says here, without Debo, I don't know if the Niners will win. So, yeah, Debo was dealing with a shoulder, and I think he was limited in practice this week.
Yeah, so that's a good sign, though, for them.
Good sign. Good sign. Now, will he go into that game even close to 90, 85%? Probably not. Will they keep him on a snap count? Probably. But they're going to try to sprinkle him in there, get him open, and get him in space. And see what he can do after the catch, because that's really where he makes his money, is after the catch. But yeah, that definitely would be huge. It would be huge for the Lions if he didn't play. Okay, let's see what else you guys are saying here. Spooky J says Bosa is gonna invite Goff to the barbecue. That'd be hilarious. Let me see. Tales from the Cryptos is saying delusion is at an all-time high, calling us delusion now. I like it. Like it. What did he say earlier? He said Chiefs, Lions. Yeah.
Chiefs and Lions.
You know what? I am a delusional Ravens fan. And what of it? Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
I'll tell you this, though. If we do the damn thing, I might come on here and start singing Taylor Swift.
Hey, I might sing it with you, bro.
I've low-key become a fan since we started playing. Like, I've been listening. I'm like, all right, there's some bangers here. I can't lie. I'm like, all right.
Bangers.
I'm like, yep. And then she has like the Taylor's version, too. That's kind of hard, too. But then I have to listen to Famous by Kanye West to cleanse my soul.
Yeah.
Of course,
I get it all out.
she probably will be in my Apple Music top artists because of this week alone. So
okay, I see you. Let me see. Tales from the Crypto says, I'm a Panthers fan, so you win. Ah, man. Yeah. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So go ahead and drop your questions down below in the chat now. Still got about 100 people watching live. Make sure you drop your questions. This is the time for the questions about football, about any other sports, about anything that you want to talk about. Now is the time to drop it below. Now, listen, if you're not watching or listening to the show live and you happen to be part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you so much for coming out to this episode 222 of the Purple Rain podcast. Me and Simply As Tim, we greatly appreciate you coming through. All right, so getting to some of these questions first. I know I saw one up here that I wanted to bring up. Uh, Lisa says, "Remember Sam Cook's fake fumble?"
I remember there was one against like the Raiders, I think, in like 11. They fumbled and he ran it up. Yeah, good times. Let's not have that. Let's play a clean game. Offense, defense, special teams, no turnovers, hold the ball.
Huddle it
Jason,
up, film.
what is up?
What's going on, Jason? Appreciate you for coming through. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to Huddle It Up Films as well, putting out great content for the Ravens Nation. Says, how about a Gus or Lamar Jackson 2 touchdowns? Great odds, probably. Yeah, I mean, if we get down to, well, see, here's what happened last week. We got down to like the 2-yard line, and what do? First and goal, give it to Gus. Everybody in the stadium knows it's going to Gus. He gets stuffed.
Yeah.
So maybe they switch up the goal line back, or maybe they do put him in as the goal line back. Excuse me, and they run something. They run something a little bit more unpredictable, right? And it'll end up being like a a fake to Gus and then a toss to like Patrick Ricard or something like that in the flat. I don't know, something weird. Watch that.
Too. I mean, they could go crazy jumbo. Like I remember there was a play at Minnesota. Falele played fullback. They got like a 2 fullback. They got Ricard and Falele, and then Lamar in the shotgun and like Gus behind him. That'd be something crazy. That's like monking like.
Jeez,
yeah,
that's some crazy jumbo package. That's like what,
and then you have like an extra lineman, like a Ben Cleveland as the eligible receiver in. Bro.
Yeah, jeez, Louise, man,
like that's testing manhood right there.
Oh, for sure, and I think there needs to be a lot of that. A team coming into your stadium, no, you got to show me why I need to respect you first. I don't care that you got 2 rings in the last 4 years. I don't care that you got a Hall of Famer at quarterback. I don't care that he's a 2-time MVP, just like our 2-time MVP. I don't care. You're going to have to show us that you deserve to be here in M&T Bank Stadium. I think Roquan Smith and Lamar Jackson, they kind of have that mindset, which is why I'm able to sit up here and talk shit as a fan, like with confidence, with my chest out like I am. Because these guys, based off of what I've seen all season and based off of the Wired episodes, again, if you have not watched the most recent episode of the Ravens Wired, which is the post-game cinematic reels that they make, you need to go watch it because it gives you a lot of insight on who these players are. And what this team is, who this team is really as a collective. So, but thank you again for your comment, Huddle It Up Films. We appreciate that. Gonna get to a couple questions down here before we wrap up. Lisa says, why or who do you think will put Patrick Mahomes on his back and why? Yeah, we gotta get Patrick Mahomes' jersey dirty as well. Who do you think though?
I'm gonna get cooked. I'm just living through nostalgia. Give me Odafe Owe. He gets there, man. He gets there, and they ran that double reverse, and he sniffed it out perfectly. But he got blocked by the one receiver who threw it back to Stroud. It was a great block from him, but he had his best game, I think, as a pro against the Chiefs in Week 2 a couple years ago. But if I'm gonna play the safe bet, I like Madubuike. I really do. I don't think Van Noy will get home. I think he'll sniff some stuff out, but Owe, Beaks, Colin says Clowney. I love that too. Clowney's a great pick.
Yeah, Clowney is a great pick. We'll love to see Owe get home though. I think that he needs that confidence booster. Because all these veterans have been stepping up all year, actually getting the numbers on paper. Owe hasn't really been, that guy. Even though, like I said, the pressures and he's almost there. He's almost there. It's time to finish. It is time to finish. Justin Gibbons says, does Baltimore feel all the pressure is on them? You know what? I don't think so. I don't believe so. We just had an episode on Monday with Bobby Trossett. Shout out to him. And I was saying that I feel like most of the pressure came last week against the Texans because of the stigma that surrounded the Ravens about, they're the one and done kings. Lamar Jackson doesn't perform well in the playoffs. They can't play from behind in that whole narrative, right? And we cooked that narrative.
Yeah.
We took it out. We took the trash out on that narrative, right? And I think going into this game, of course, the stakes are higher because it's AFC Championship game, one game before the Super Bowl. But I feel like the pressure is off, though. But what did you say about the rust, right? We defeated that narrative as well, that we were going to be rusty
Yep. We beat the
because we
rust
had a couple of weeks.
allegations.
Exactly. So in short, Justin, no, I don't feel like that Baltimore as a whole, the city, we don't feel the pressure. Not even quite like how we did last week. What do you think, though, Alex?
Yeah, there's some on us. I mean,
Sure.
we haven't been in the Super Bowl under Lamar. Haven't no championship game under Lamar. Something that, like, our goal as Ravens fans, I'll speak for Sutton. Our goal was to get here, was to make the AFC Championship.
Yep.
And as the seasons went on, I think our goals they went up compared to a couple years ago when everybody went down with the I word.
Mhm.
We kind of accepted that we weren't going to make the playoffs. Expectations change. Now, expectation, the game after this. So there is pressure, but right now I'm happy where we're at. I just hope it's a good game. Everybody stays healthy. But there's pressure on both sides. But I argue this a little bit more on the Ravens because the Chiefs, once again, 6th time in a row making an AFC Championship. Guys been there, done that. This is kind of newfound territory for this new era of the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Let's see here. Boz says, wonder what the line is for Taylor Swift TV appearances or Jason Kelce taking his shirt off. For the Taylor Swift TV appearances, oh man, she's going to be on the screen so much on Sunday. I'd probably set the line at like 11.5 or something like that, to be honest. And I don't think that's too crazy. Like 11, I think that she could easily be on the screen a good 12 times, especially with the amount of viewership that this game is going to garner.
Yeah.
They're going to have her on the screen because again, it's a smart move, right? Marketing wise, like you're trying to get new fans to the NFL. There's a lot of girls, who don't watch football, but they do know who Taylor Swift is. They love Taylor Swift, and they'll, there's a love story surrounding it as well. So they're going to be tuned in. They're going to be
no
locked
pun
in.
intended.
Right.
Sorry, had to get it in there.
Now Jason Kelce taking his shirt off. I do see that happening.
Yeah.
I think
Can
that
he
is
retired.
Yeah, I mean, just retired, newly retired. Your
Yeah.
brother is potentially going back to another Super Bowl. That's entertaining as hell. You got Taylor Swift in the booth right next to you. Your mom right here next to you. Your family, your friends. Yeah, he's gonna take his shirt off again.
Yeah,
for sure. He's gonna be a few beers deep, maybe like 4 or 5 beers deep, and he's gonna take off that shirt.
it's great content. As much as like in the moment, I'm gonna hate like, oh, why are you showing them? But it's great content as I'm sitting here level-headed.
Exactly. I'll see. Jonathan Washington Jr. says, do you feel like Lamar Jackson is more loved in Baltimore than Ray Lewis was? Cam alluded to the question in a conversation he brought up on his podcast. Alex, what's your take on this?
Apples and oranges. I can't sit here, and each has had a different impact. Ray gave us a figure. Like, this is before I was born, but he was the team when we didn't have a team. We're a brand new franchise. Ray Lewis, the face of that first Super Bowl. And from 96 to 2012, Lamar is different. He's the face. He's the offensive player, face of the league. And defenses really never get that much love, unfortunately. It's you rather advertise a guy scoring a touchdown than a linebacker, but I can't sit here and compare the two. I really can't. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't. They've had their impact in their own way.
Yeah, they definitely have. I would say that if Lamar Jackson wins a Super Bowl, then he will kind of eclipse Ray Lewis in terms of how loved he is in the city, and it's only because, like you said, he's the face of the team, one of the faces of the league. A lot of the reason why, if we do win the Super Bowl, the reason why it's going to be because of him, right?
Yeah,
because of him. Of course, defense wins championships. There's a bunch of other guys on the team, on the roster as well. But just like if we lose, it's going to be blamed on him, by the national media. We may not want to, as much as we want to defend Lamar because we love him so much, but they're going to blame it on him. They're going to put the loss on him. So if we can nullify all that, avoid all that, and Lamar just plays well, lights out, gets us a Super Bowl, we all go home happy this offseason. Oh yeah, Baltimore City's gonna love him because it'll be the first quarterback to ever really do that. Like really, really take the league by storm, perform all season long. He had the whole thing with the contract situation, all that, comes back the very next season and does this. We were on the verge
Right.
of losing this man. We were on the verge of losing this man.
People were jersey swapping Jimmy Garoppolo in a Ravens uniform.
Come on. Come on now.
Derek Carr.
Yeah. So yes, if he wins a Super Bowl, I think that the city of Baltimore will love him on a level that's just above Ray Lewis. Of course, we all love Ray Lewis. We love his intensity, things like that. But he's not a
Squirrel
quarterback, damn it.
dance. Squirrel
He's not a
dance.
quarterback, right? So, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. The same argument that you would give for like why quarterbacks deserve MVP awards, over
Right.
most other position groups, because they're the most important player out there on the field, you know. So yeah, that's my answer.
It would only be right if we had another 8, lead a team to a championship. Cal Ripken, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, we'll take one more question here. Okay, let's see. I like this one from Jabari. It says, who will be the most capable to force the first, if not only, turnover in this game? So this game is going to come down to who makes mistakes, who turns the ball over. Luckily for us, the Chiefs have not had a good track record of forcing turnovers this season. But of course, that can all change, playoff environment, things like that.
Yeah.
But if I had to answer this question, I would probably go with Kyle Hamilton. I'd go with Hamilton just because we know how much the Chiefs love to throw the football. And I know we're talking about Isaiah Pacheco this, Pacheco that, but Mahomes is going to be out there slanging that thing. I'm telling you. And I can definitely see, I don't know, like can I interest you in like a Brent Urban or, one of those guys on the defensive line is going to get one of their big mitts on a football. It's going to get popped up. And, Kyle Hamilton, he's probably the biggest opportunist on our defense, if you had to ask me. And I think he's gonna snag one.
I like that. I do like that. I'll play on the other side. If there was one for the Ravens, I'd be worried about fumble, ball protection. I'm going to preach this again. Our running backs, unfortunately, they had their ball handling issues. Pause. But they were coughing that ball up a couple of times. And I'm looking at that like that's got to be a point of emphasis again. We played a clean game last week. Last week is last week. Last game is last game. Right now, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One to Sunday. Protect the ball again. Now, if I'm talking about the Ravens forcing one, I like the Kyle Hamilton pick a lot. I was getting really weird. I said a Ronald Darby pick earlier this week to somebody. I was getting really weird. Like, let's get weird. Let's get weird. Ronald Darby, like the vet, the 9-year vet, the former Bronco Commander Eagle, Ronald Darby.
Okay.
Let's get weird.
Okay. I mean, I'm trying to imagine like how he would get a pick. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Mahomes doesn't throw picks like that. So like,
yeah.
That's why I said let's get weird. It's probably not going to happen, but it's wishful thinking.
Oh yeah, I know the odds would be like super high on that if you could bet on that, something like that. I'm sure you can somewhere. But okay. We're going to go ahead and leave it there for the question segment, and thus this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Still over 70 people watching live in here. Thank y'all so much for coming out to this episode. I know we're all excited for this AFC Championship game. So if you are excited for this game coming up, you think the Ravens are going to get a W, make sure you like the video, leave a like down below, and also subscribe to the channel if you did enjoy the content that we put forth in front of you tonight. Or whenever you may be listening to this.
Bring up Dami's for me real quick. The Bateman.
Let me see.
In 120 yards
right there.
Give me a Bateman tutty this week. I have Rashad. I know you're not listening. I got faith in you. They counted you out, 7. What are you gonna do?
I mean,
what are you gonna do?
It's now or never, isn't it?
You're a first-round pick for a reason. You had a great game last week. You had 3 catches, 3 targets, and you caught them all. Tough catches, chain movers, got us in the field goal range. Get a touchdown this week. Everybody's counting you out. What are you gonna do?
Bateman. These next 4 to 8 quarters for Rashad Bateman will be very, very important for him. He's going to need, either an 80 to 100 yard game or just simply a touchdown, in order to be back on this roster, I think, next season. So Good point. Good point. I'm glad we brought that up
Yeah,
for
love that.
sure. I'm so rooting for that to happen as well. A Rashad Bateman touchdown.
I'm
You know,
I'm rooting for
it
him so hard. He
feels
deserves good
criminal that he
things.
only has one this year. You
Yeah,
know, so
yeah.
yeah, like you said, he deserves it. He deserves it. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and leave it there for this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. Thank you to everybody who came through. MDT Sports says Marlon Humphrey gets a pick. I would love that as well. Listen, you guys can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, like you see down below. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def, and you can follow this guy over here on Twitter at simplyas10 and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. And you guys see it down below. My guy Alex led the show with it. Use our code PRP on manscaped.com to get yourself whatever the hell you want. Right, the Lawnmower 5.0 just dropped. If you want to go ahead and grab that, the Beard Hedger, the Shed, they got shirts, they got ball deodorant, the whole 9 yards. You can stack your cart to the sky. And guess what? You're going to save yourself 20% off if you use our code free shipping. Also, I said free shipping. I use our code PRP and you also get free shipping as well.
Yeah.
We say this so much. It just sounds like I sound
Yeah.
like a broken record saying it. But again, thank y'all so much for coming out to this episode. Get ready for this game. Get locked in. Even if you're not going to the game, you need to transmit your energy from the house, from the couch, right? That's what we all need to do. Stand behind this team like we always do. All right. With that being said, thank y'all again. And I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you all for coming through to episode 222 of the Purple Rain podcast. Raven fan, NFL fan, Chiefs fan, just thank you for watching. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's hope as a Raven fan, next episode we're very happy and have a reason to cheer. But yeah, kind of what we these games you want to play in. You want to feel this way for a reason. So thank you for rocking with us. And as always, stay positive, test negative.
Yeah, and never ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. It's been episode 222 of the Purple Rain podcast. We're gonna catch you guys